You're listening to Au Pair Unfiltered, the podcast where culture meets chaos, kids, and coffee. I am your host, Sylvia, bringing you the realest stories from the inside au pair life. No filters, no fluff, just honest conversations, laughs, and lessons along the way. Let's dive in. Bonjour, good morning, guten morgen. Hello, welcome back to Au Pair Unfiltered, the podcast where we tell the raw, real, and unfiltered stories of au pair life. I am your host, Sylvia, and in today's episode, we're diving into something that too many of us experience, but rarely talk about it. What happens when your host home doesn't feel like home at all? Living with the host family should offer care, safety, and respect. But for many au pairs, it becomes a silent battlefield. So today's episode is not just a story. It's a voice for every au pair who has felt trapped and hurt or broken in a home that was supposed to protect them. For our au pair today, we're going to give her the name Effie. Effie arrived with a nervous smile and shaky hands. The plane had landed, the bags had been collected, and there she stood, heart racing, searching the crowd for the faces that she had only seen on photos and videos while they were still communicating, while she was still back in her country. And then they came, smiles, a quick hug. Then the host mother cheerfully introduced her to the kids. The dad was polite, and the kids barely talked to her. Yeah, one ran past her without even saying hello. Already, her chest felt a little tight, and she tried to brush it off. Maybe she was shy, like she felt like maybe the kids were shy. The girl who passed her was shy, or maybe they were just being kids. She didn't want to judge anything too quickly. She was her fresh start, so it was her fresh start. After all, they walked her to the car. Surprisingly, no one offered to help her with her heavy bags. She lifted them herself, breathless but smiling. She told herself, it's okay. This is what starting over looks like. When they got home, they showed her the house quickly, almost like a tour guide on a fast forward. Here is your room, here is the kitchen, here is the toilet. And yeah, it was so quick, and like they were not even interested to show her of the house. The host mom said, pushing one of the door, here is your room. But inside, she didn't see the space she was promised. There was a small single bed next to it, a child's bed, the little girl's bed, of course. She was going to share a room with her. That wasn't the sign. That wasn't what she signed up for. Her bathroom? You wish. No, not hers. One shared family bathroom. The kind you lock from inside, but hope no one's need to use it while you're inside or when you're showering. Because, of course, if somebody wants to go to the toilet and you're showering, it's bizarre, it's awkward, it's odd. She stood in the room, suitcases still closed, wondering where her privacy had gone. This is not what she was expecting. Fast forward, the following morning, during breakfast, she was introduced to a certain nanny who comes to do her cleanings every Wednesdays, or maybe Fridays if Wednesdays she's not available. Surprisingly, this nanny was saying goodbye. She thought maybe somebody else is going to replace the nanny, but oh wow, she wished. She was the one who was now being handed over the duty of cleaning the house on a daily basis. Yeah, I know, right? Slowly, manipulation sets in. So as she came, she didn't have her driving license, but she had drive, or she knew how to drive back from her country. So the family forced her to take the driving courses here. And being that she doesn't have the money to pay, The family forced her to take it, and they're going to deduct the payments from her pocket money. Basically, you know how much au pairs earn. So literally, this being deducted from her pocket money, it means she only have roughly maybe, I can say 100 or maybe 50 or so, but yeah, you know how much less the pocket money is. So being deducted the driving cost is actually just like being given her zero pocket money. This took place for 2.5 months. So yeah, 2.5 months she didn't have her pocket money. After this, now she went back here, of course, to having her full salary. One time, she was asked to make dinner for the whole family, but she didn't know that the family also had invited some other guests. While at it, the mother arrived and asked her why she had prepared such a little meal, yet there are some guests coming. She politely just said, I was not informed, or I didn't know that there are some guests. I just made enough for the family or for us. The woman roughly or badly talked to her and scolded her for that mess. So they had to order in for some pizza and order out some pizza and a meal that was enough for the family, that is. So at this dinner time, at this table, of course, she didn't know how to speak properly the language, but she could understand at least whatever they were saying. And all she could hear is them bad-mouthing her of how she dresses, of how she speaks, of how she eats, of how she walks. Like, they were totally dismissing everything that she does. And from this day, then the following day, actually, she was given some trouser, or let me say a pair of clothes, like it was supposed to be her uniform. She asked to why she was being given, and she was like, we don't like the way you dress. And she openly asked, but why? It is my dressing code. This is what I like. This is how I prefer to wear. And the mother said, no, from now henceforth they're going to wear this uniform. And the lady asked, why should I put on a uniform, yet I'm not a nanny, I'm just an au pair. I don't think I'm supposed to put on a uniform. I'm supposed to be free and be free of whatever I'm wearing. It's a cultural exchange, so I'm supposed to be okay with whatever I'm putting on. But the family insisted and told her, we are not happy with whatever you put on and you don't like it. So from now henceforth, you're going to put on this uniform. It didn't sound right for her and it didn't sit well with her, but she had to accept it. The isolation started, no personal time also, because on weekends when she was supposed to rest or do something, the father and the mother could go for outings or even travel and leave her with the kids. And this is now where the real manipulation kicked in, because now she was being told that we're going to offer you maybe a weekend off, or maybe we're going to add these days to your holiday, which never came to pass, or which never came true. Because during the holidays that every au pair would have, maybe a week or 2 weeks, she never had them. That was now the time that she could work full time. So she had no personal time. And being told how to dress also had messed her, and she felt really bad. That not being enough, she was being tracked via apps or messages. Like, they had an app to track her and to track her moves. In case she leaves and say, I'm going to the market, or I'm going to the church, or I'm going to meet a friend, they will track her and see where she is. And even called her and asked her, you said you're going to this place, why are you at this place? And it was so odd for her, because why? Like, I'm just around, like, I'm a grown up. If something happens, she will know, and you'll be the first person to know if something happens. So why are you tracking me? Why all these follow-ups? But it didn't stop there. This thing still happened, keep on going. And one moment, this was a breaking point, because she was being yelled on for eating. Yeah, they were having a meal, and this day she just served herself, and to the family she served herself too much. So they yelled at her for eating too much, and they said that she was eating a lot of their food. Yeah. They said that she was eating a lot, and they brought in so many things at the table, and the motion was she's rude, that she don't reply to the text that they sent to her immediately, so she doesn't reply instantly, and she eats too much, and she doesn't tuck in the big 8-year-old kid to sleep. For her, because she sleeps with the little girl, she just put the other boys to sleep, but this girl, she's the one, like, okay, she has to put her until she sleep. So they also quarrel that she doesn't tuck in the boys to sleep until they sleep, so that she can go back to her room, which was not okay with her, because I'm handling this other one. So it's just putting them to bed, and it's okay, they can just sleep. So at that time, going back to her room, it was a long night because it was a tearful night, and a decision to leave came to her. She didn't have bruises to show for it, no visible scars, but every day in that house chipped away her peace of mind. It was in the way she was being watched, how she eats, being criticized of how she speaks, her accent, being mocked of her culture, from where she comes from, and everything. And they acted like kindness was a reward she had to earn. And it was so awkward for her, because why should I earn your kindness? Well, I'm so kind to you people. I'm so kind to your friends, and also to your kids, to be precise, because she didn't see a reasons to why she was being treated like somebody who forced to be there, or somebody who's not supposed to be there. So it felt so hard for her, and she decided that she's going to leave. With Heffy, she didn't find any difficulties dealing with the kids. She said the kids were just loving, okay, and they were just normal kids. Of course, every kid has their own difficulties, but she did not face the rough time of course, other au pairs face difficulties, but for her, she didn't face difficulties with the kids. They were okay, like, yeah, they were disciplined enough to her. They were loving, they were playful, and they understood her. When she said no, it's no, and when she said yes, it's yes. So for her, she was comfortable with the kids. But her problem was with the parents. The parents just made her life hell, and it was so difficult for her. It was emotionally draining, and it was physically just destroying her, and she did not feel okay anymore staying there. What does emotional, like, abuse look like? It is not always loud. It is not always beatings. It is not always, like, it is not going to show off. But the words spoken to you, how they treat you, how they handle you, will just show you that you're not in the right place. Will just tell you that you're not okay. So all these things drive Effie to the core. This thing made her cry every night, and every morning when she wants to wake up, she will just feel a heavy burden on her. She will just ask herself, like, why? Like, why again? Like, just question your existence at this moment, because you don't feel okay. Your mind is not settled. Your brain is not okay, because you don't know what is going to happen this day. You don't know what you're going to face on this day. So you're just asking yourself, what is going to happen today? What are they going to tell me today? What did I do wrong yesterday that is going to bring an issue today? So you're always questioning your existence. You're always questioning your actions. You're always questioning everything about yourself. Why is it so hard for au pairs to speak up? The reason why this thing is difficult, or anybody have a challenge to speak up, I can say first is the language barrier. Nobody is going to understand you with the language that you're going to speak it out. Maybe, like, nobody is willing to understand you to the level you understand them. So first, the language barrier makes it so difficult if you don't understand the language that the people you're living with speak so well. Another thing is the fear of losing your visa. Everybody fears going back home. Like, you travel all the way to here, like more than 10 hours, just to be in a strange country, a strange family, to learn the culture and to mingle and to get sublimed into the core of their system and live in the country. So you fear losing your visa and going back home. So you decide to just take in whatever they give you. But at some point, it reaches a point that you're just fed up. You're done. You're like, I can't move on. You see? So this is the fear that holds most of us. Another thing is isolation. You're just alone. You don't know anybody around that you're going to share all this. So this thing makes you fear to speak up, because who are you going to tell? Nobody understands you. Nobody knows you. Who are you going to talk to? So you fear to speak out. So these are the things that makes au pairs feel that they can't speak out. But also, these are the signs that you are supposed to live, because you're living in an hostile environment. Whenever you feel so much hard waking up in the morning to go to work, that means you're in the wrong place. Anytime at night when you're going to sleep and you feel like, oh my God, this was just overwhelming, or you just feel like crying or even cry, it means you are in an hostile environment and you need to go. If you constantly feel like you're walking on eggshells, if your boundaries are not respected, if you're afraid of being too much or not enough in the place you call home, that's normal, and that's not normal, and it's not okay. It is not normal, and it's not okay. So the fear that you're holding on to do something else, you should drop it and just do it. It's the time, and you've already noticed that it is too much. Just say no and say yes to living. It is never a mistake. It is never your reason. It's never responsibility to take care of others, other feelings, to take care of others' emotion. It is always you. The same way they don't care about you, of how you feel, or even they don't care of how they speak to you, it should tell you that also you're not supposed to care about them. So take your bag, take the step, and girl, take the next tram, take the next bus, take the next train to your next family. Because trust me, there are good people outside there. Most of us have found ourselves in these manipulative host. Most of us have found ourselves in these manipulative and not worthy host families, even though the kids are okay. So we all learn to the fact that the kids are treating us well. So we're just, okay, we just take care of the kids. It's the kids I'm here for. No, girl. Your peace matters. Your sleep, you can't sleep at night. Your sleep matters. Your voice matters. Take that step. It is never too late. It's never too early. It is now the moment. As long as you're feeling that you're overwhelmed, girl, this is the moment. Since Effie was never given a chance to speak out, or was never heard, her voice was never heard, she also felt like she should not give them a chance to speak to her again if she wants to leave or not. So she decided that she's going to leave. So she looked for a friend, not even a family, a friend, at least to host her for some few days before she found her next family. So she never gave them the chance to speak about her leaving, or even she never gave them the notice of her leaving. So Effie decided just one weekend when she was off. Apparently, she was just off because the family decided to go and visit their grandparents. So they left her alone in the house. So that day that she was off, Effie decided to pack her things, and Effie left. It was too much for her, and she decided to leave. But the good thing, she wrote a note. She didn't text them, no. She didn't write an email, no. She wrote a message. Not a text, sorry. She wrote a letter and left it on the table. And there she left all the keys, all the transport pass, and everything that belonged to them that they gave her, even the SIM card. She left it all on the table and left. And she said that she felt free. That night that she left that house, she slept. She openly said she slept. To be honest, most of us don't speak about this, but we find ourselves in these situations where we just overwhelmed, and we're thinking about, did we do the right thing, or did we choose the right path of being an au pair or coming to these other countries to just explore their culture? So it is overwhelming to most of us and it's so draining. But the moment to say enough is enough is now when you're feeling all this. If like you're asking yourself what you're supposed to do in this situation, first you have to keep records of everything that is happening to you. Just have any evidence in case something happens and it might reach the police or it might reach the authorities. You must at least have some journals or records or evidence of your side also of a situation. Talk to your agency if you have one, if you maybe use an agency to come. If not, reach out to local au pairs, maybe expert networks, or maybe people around you, or even neighbors if you can talk to them and trust them. Know that you're not alone. Everybody is facing their own challenges in this thing. Au pair is not a smooth path, but it's a jumpy and a muddy road with steepy and sleepy slopes. And trust you me, you're not alone, and it's just rough all about. All I can say is you got this, and you're going to pass it. But don't allow yourself to be demoralized, to be lowered, your self-esteem to be broken with a stranger who you're trying to help, and they're not seeing it. It is not worthy. Pack your bags and leave. You're not weak for walking away. You are strong for choosing peace over performance. Because even if you perform well, they will never appreciate you. A user will always be a user. A manipulator will always manipulate you. Like, they will always see what they want to see. A gaslighter will forever gaslight you. Pack your bags and leave. It is not too late for you. So Effie did her part and she left, and finally she got her family that, of course, they understood each other. They both have the challenges, but at least she felt for once she's at home. So if in this situation, girl, pack that bag. Thanks for tuning in to Au Pair Unfiltered. If today's episode made you laugh, think, or feel a little more seen, share it with your friend, a fellow au pair, or anybody you feel like. Don't forget to follow the show and join the conversation on YouTube. Until next time, stay real, stay curious, and stay unfiltered.